The most recent article that you have posted on your academic articles is called something like the less efficient market theory. And in that you kind of argue that maybe the incredible information machine that markets are is working less well, even though we're much more globalized, we have much more database, we just have much more information. Can you explain a little bit about why it might be less efficient than it used to be?
The efficient market hypothesis is actually a very subtle concept to test. It's very hard to test. In principle, it's very simple. Market prices reflect all information in a rational, reasonable way. It has never been the case. Nobody serious has ever believed markets are perfect. No libertarian should believe that. Perfect is a stupid thing to believe. For a market to be efficient, it crucially depends on a concept I'm sure most of us have heard many times, the wisdom of crowds. The idea is most of us in this room might not know the answer to a question. None of us might be sure. But if we all have a little information in the right answer, in the right direction, if you take the average of all our answers, it's way better than asking one of us. If you ever watched the Regis Philbin, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the best lifeline, the best cheat, it's a multiple choice quiz show. The best cheat was ask the audience. It was better than phone your smartest friend. Because it turned out most people chose the smartest friend who knew the same shit they knew. It wasn't helpful. Ask the audience I didn't watch every one, certainly, but I never saw it fail. Because maybe 20% of the people knew it. The other 80% are evenly distributed over the four. So you see 20, 20, 20, 40. And you pick 40. There's a key to that, though. For that to work, the crowd has to be relatively independent. If the crowd all gets together to decide on an answer, maybe the ones who know it influence them in the right direction, but maybe they don't. A crowd that gets to talk to each other is not necessarily a wise crowd. It can be an unruly, dangerous, and quite stupid mob. Have you ever seen anything better than social media for turning a potentially wise crowd into an unruly mob? I don't think I have to convince many people. You guys can argue, you can ask me in the Q&A if you disagree, that social media has generally made our politics more coarse, more adversarial, more extreme. Why it would have that effect on our politics and not affect our markets? Markets are just voting mechanisms. They just add up all the people weighted by their money. Yes, Jeff Bezos gets a bigger vote than me, and I get a bigger vote than a lot of people, but it's just a weighted average voting mechanism. So if that kind of mechanism screws up some of the wise crowd, it's going to screw up markets to some degree also. So I think this has been going on. I think ultimately, I'm not super pessimistic. I think even in politics, eventually people adjust to a new world, and I'm not a total pessimist on the human race, but we ain't there yet.
That's an excerpt from my podcast, The Reason interview with Nick Gillespie. If you want to see more excerpts, go here. And if you want to see the full Q&A, go here.